Animals brighten our lives. Grateful Rescue TV. A look at the great things happening at Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary in Muncie, Indiana. Pamela Terhune shares the stories of people working to save dogs and cats. Grateful Rescue TV.
Hi, and welcome to Grateful Rescue TV. I'm Pamela Terhune with my dear friend Patty Spittler and Harry.
Hi, Harry. Yes.
We have some sad news to share.
Oh.
Do you...
My Stewie passed on Wednesday. That would be October the 16th, around 3:30 in the afternoon. Noah's Animal Hospital, thank you very much, came over with a vet. I was there, Harry was there. He peacefully passed. He was about 9.5 years old, and for that breed, Bernese Mountain Dog, don't do it, you're gonna make me do it, I don't have any left. He was the last of his litter from a responsible breeder, Jeannie Whitten Smith. And the Swiss have a saying, 1 to 3 young dog, 3 to 6 good dog, 6 to 9 old dog, after 9, gift from God.
And he was after 9.
Yes, he was after 9. And
They call it the heartbreak breed.
I could see he was slowing down, and don't we all, you're a little older. But then at the end, I had to force feed him. I literally put it in his mouth. And on that last day and a half, he couldn't walk.
He couldn't get up.
He couldn't walk at all. And he told me it was time. So I was there, we were there. Thank you everyone who's...
You had a big outpouring, thousands and thousands.
He did. Yeah. He loved everybody. He was a good ambassador. You love everybody too.
How's Harry
Harry's
doing?
missing him.
Oh, that was what I was going to say. How's Harry doing?
They were together. All of Harry's life when he came from your rescue, he spent with Stewie. So I understand. I've been through this before, and probably you have too, because if you're watching this, you love pets, and it's tough. But I knew it was time, and I was doing the right thing.
And he couldn't have had a better life, Patty. You know that. He was the star.
And he loved meeting people.
He loved people.
He loved it.
He'd always sit on my feet. Whenever when I'd come, he'd sit down on my feet.
You know what that is? He was claiming you. That's a
well, that's all right.
Bernard trait. They sit on your feet so you can't move. So
it was an
again,
honor.
Thank you. If you want to go to my Facebook pages, you can see some more about him. And thank you.
We love you, Stewie. And I love you. You're a good mama. You served him well. Sorry.
Oh, damn it. Thank you. This is Jeannie Whitten Smith. She is my responsible breeder. That's how I got my Stewie. Now, people always say, what's the difference between buying a pet at the pet shop or going to a responsible breeder? There's a big, big difference, and I've learned all this. So tell me about being a responsible breeder.
First and foremost, when you're a responsible breeder, you are responsible for that puppy its entire life. So
yes.
I'm responsible for making sure he's getting all the care he needs, that his new home is taking care of him, he's getting shots, getting socialized. But I'm also responsible to the new owner, that she or he gets all the questions answered that they want.
He's a little tired. Yeah. And I remember when I got him, I went to see Jeannie in Lithopolis, Ohio, 4 times. Met the mom dog, got to see where the puppy was born, and got full health records, which you cannot do at a pet shop, or you cannot do with a backyard breeder. It's just not possible. So, and I do have a rescue too, so I understand it. But you do it for the love of the breed, not the love of money.
Yes, and so that's the other part of being responsible, is that I do health test all my dogs, and we keep adding more and more tests as they become available to screen for different diseases and try to prevent, there's no guarantees, but at least, we do the best we can to prevent hip dysplasia, elbow dysplasia, degenerative myelopathy. Cancer, we do our best. Unfortunately, it's there, environmental factors, and so many things we don't understand. But we are working toward finding some of the answers to those
Yeah. And I know
problem.
in some breeds it's more prevalent, and the Bernese
Yes.
Mountain Dog
Yes.
is one of those breeds.
Yes, unfortunately
Okay,
so.
even this, when I got my Stewie, by the way, she picked him out.
Yes.
How many were in the litter? 5?
There's six.
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 And why did you pick him for me?
Because he, after, trips in the car and meeting people, he was the most calm and, all the different situations. He just was an all-around sweet boy. Show career was not in his future because he just is a little more chill and relaxed.
Yeah.
And being a dog that was going to go and do a lot of things with people seemed right for him.
Well, did you know he was going to be love being on TV?
I did. I did.
And he does love being on TV. He goes right to the station, sits there, looks at the camera.
Yep.
So, responsible breeder, let's say someone does want to breed. And again, Stewie was my second Bernese Mountain Dog, so I kind of know some of the inherited traits, and I kind of knew what I was doing maybe a little better the second time. So what do you suggest people do if they want to find a responsible breeder?
For any different purebred dog, you want to go first to the American Kennel Club website, and you can find the parent club for any breed that's AKC recognized. Go from there to find reputable breeders in your area. Okay. And a lot of times you will have to travel fairly far to get a dog you want.
That's the dog you want.
Because that's the other part of being a responsible breeder is you're not just breeding to churn out puppies, you're breeding to better the breed, and only when you think you've got a good match between the sire and dam.
And it's something too, I had to sign a contract that if I were to abuse him, or if I conk out and pass away, you get him back.
I get him back. Right. I do not want any of my dogs ending up in shelters, and it's required that they come back to me.
That's a great thing.
I send every dog home. They are already AKC registered and microchipped, so I know if something happens, best chance of me getting them back.
Well, thank you so much. He's just a wonderful, wonderful companion. I love him so much, and I thank you.
Well, thank you for giving him a great life. I mean, he's got the best life.
I think he's the only reason I'm on TV anymore.
Oh.
Right,
Yeah.
sweetie? Okay. Jeannie Whitten-Smith, look up and find out. Go to akc.com.
Org.
akc.org and find a responsible breeder if you want a breed. A rescue, too, is good. Whatever you want. We'll be back with more on Pet Pals TV.
We're building a place where homeless animals find forever homes. A place where people connect with animals in a beautiful park. A place that brings people and pets together, building lifelong bonds. That place is the Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary, a proud partner with Best Friends Animal Society.
It's your exclusive ticket to go inside the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing headquarters. Join us November 9th for the Racing for Rescues Gala. Meet drivers like Al Unser Jr., Graham Rahal, and Connor Daly. Go inside the Zionsville Racing facility and see how it all comes together. It's a gala fundraiser for Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary. You'll meet amazing dogs and learn about the rescue's mission. Buy your tickets now at gratefulrescue.org.
And now we're going to talk about our fall gala, Racing for Rescues. And where's it going to be?
Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing in Zionsville.
And this is a Rahal. We have Debbie Rahal, who's also a member of our Grateful Rescue Board, and we're so honored to have her here with us today to talk about the gala.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited about it because not many people get to go in there, and it's very sophisticated, and they're going to be able to have a tour of the entire facility, including Graham Rahal Performance, which is the building next door that Graham has opened recently with all kinds of exotic cars, and you'll get a good feel for what it's like to be around, racing, and hopefully meet some drivers that'll be there. And I think I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very exciting.
And the Rahal Letterman Lanigan is not open to the public.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
very exclusive, and the tickets are limited to 150, and some of them are selling. So if you have FOMO, you better get on it.
I'll include the fact that there's an opportunity to go through the race shop and through Graham's facility, so you get a little bit of both. Obviously, it costs a little bit more, but it's it'd be a very special tour.
And we're going to have drivers there so far, and the list keeps growing. So far, we've got Graham Rahal, of course, Al Unser Jr., and Connor Daly. Tell me what it's like to be the mother of a race car driver. That must be...
It's nerve-wracking. I mean, I wish he'd gone into sailboat racing or something like that. And he's a very good golfer. That would have been a lot better for my nerves. But I have to say, you know, when I knew Bobby, when I met Bobby, he was already racing. So totally different from raising a child who wants to be a race car driver. And, you know, not many people really get to do what they want to do.
Right.
And I think he's lucky in that sense. And he's a good driver. He's been very safe. We haven't had any bad accidents. But I mean, it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But you just kind of let them do what they want to do and just hope for the best. And he's, you know, it's been exciting. I've met lots of people and done lots of things.
I can't even imagine. And Graham is a animal lover as well, and he does the One Cure.
One Cure is out of Colorado State University. The Carnation Milk family started this, and they focus on cancer, and they also deal with children. And they deal with mostly golden retrievers because apparently they have a close DNA to humans.
Oh, wow.
And so he's been very involved with them for quite a few years. It's on his car. And yeah, he has 2 big Malamutes. He's an absolute animal lover, like his mother.
Yeah.
So.
And it was the animals that connected us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, you've got a little horn to toot yourself. You've been responsible for children's charities, the Rahal Foundation. Tell me about that.
And on the board of the Columbus Zoo, which was very exciting as well. I've always been involved with animals. Bobby and I started a golf tournament several years ago that raised money for Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. And we funded the bone marrow transplant unit. So it's called the Debbie and Bobby Rahal Transplant Unit. We met the first child who received, you know, medication. We served, you know, service from them, and I mean, it's been very, very rewarding.
Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. I'm so impressed by all the stuff you do, and I'm so honored that Debbie agreed to join our board. So
it's been very exciting, very rewarding.
Well, we adore you and we appreciate you more than words can tell. So you do not want to miss out on the gala on November 9th at Rahal Letterman Lanigan. Get your tickets today. Thanks, Debbie.
No problem. It was wonderful.
You took in a dog that had not one problem, but something like 25 problems. Diesel, tell me about Diesel.
Diesel come from the Boot Hill, Missouri, from a shelter that was closing down, Patty. And this dog was chained up before he went to that rescue, and they tried to sell him to a research lab. He wasn't even healthy enough for them.
He wasn't healthy enough to go to a research lab?
He wasn't even healthy enough for a research lab. And then while they're clearing out, of course, other rescues that are stepping up are going to take the healthy dogs that are ready to adopt, and Diesel was going to be overlooked and put down because he does have heartworm.
Okay, so Diesel was going to be euthanized.
He was, yes, he was, and he's a wonderful dog. He's one of Reese's best friends. They play together all the time. So what we did, we took Diesel and we had a fundraiser, raise money for Grateful Rescue, and in this case for Diesel's treatment.
Let's take a look.
So what are you doing here today?
I came here today to paint a picture of me and my dog, one of my dogs, Artie. I fostered him. He's a cruelty case 7 years ago when he was 8 months old, and this is the day that I got him and we were on our way home.
So today we're doing a fundraiser for Diesel. Diesel is a dog that came from us from the Boot Hill, Missouri. And Diesel was chained up all of his life. He's heartworm positive, and they had tried to sell him to a research lab. And he wasn't even healthy enough for a research lab. So they put it on Facebook and asked some of the rescues to help. and nobody was stepping up for Diesel because he needed so much care. He also needs a hernia surgery. And I fell in love with him. I fell in love with his photo and stepped up to take him because I know we have a wonderful group of volunteers and supporters that would help us. And today what we're doing is a fundraiser for Diesel. Everybody's painting a portrait of their pets, and the money that's made for that goes toward Diesel's care.
I donated to Diesel's heartworm treatment because, well, it's necessary. He's a sweet dog. I give to Grateful and other rescues, and I adopt all of my dogs because there are so many dogs out there and cats that are they need homes. They're abused. I'm just trying to save every animal that I can.
Grateful Rescue is unlike any other rescue probably in the world, because not only do we help animals, we help people. We have a lot of community services we do with children with reading and visiting nursing homes and hospice patients, stuff like that. So we do a lot of community service. Other than that, what we do is we save the dogs that are in the most need, and we bring them here and rehabilitate them. We're pretty much just wherever we're needed. We'll take surrenders, shelters, wherever the need is the greatest. If they want to donate and help out, they could go to gratefulrescue.org, and they can have there's all the links if they want to donate items, or if they just want to donate money or whatever, we'll take it. So he's been on a slow kill heartworm treatment, and that requires one heartworm treatment, and then he's not allowed to run for 4 weeks. And then they give him another heartworm treatment injection, and he, again, 4 weeks. So he's been, after all that time of being chained up and a short time here of being able to run free before his treatment, he's been on lockdown, only allowed to be walked on a leash for the last 8 weeks. So today is the day that he is free to run, and so we're excited, and we love Diesel, and that's what Grateful Rescue does. We take the ones that need us the most, that need care, and we make them whole again. So now Diesel's available for adoption, and he is completely well now, aren't you? Yes. And we are here with Dr. Zach Wasson of Red Key Veterinary Clinic, and today we're talking about the importance of vaccines. You know, we have a lot of animals come through our rescue, and it's important. That's our top priority, to get them vaccinated right away to keep them safe. And earlier this year, we had the parvo puppies that came in. If they had only been vaccinated.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate, event to deal with, because it just, especially in your situation there, where they came in already sick. There wasn't just one puppy you were dealing with; it was numerous in the full litter, and that stretches, just stretches facilities out. A lot of regular clinics, like mine, couldn't even handle that many with something so contagious, and that's something that is, it's sad, because it is a very preventable disease. But a lot of people don't understand how that works, what they are, and they don't understand the importance of vaccines, so they just kind of let it go, and then they're wishing they hadn't.
And what does a normal dog need?
Yeah, so I guess just to summarize, there's many factors that come into what to vaccinate for. With vaccines, we refer, in veterinary medicine, we refer to core vaccines, which are just a kind of an established just set of diseases that we know we can vaccinate for, that are prevalent in the dog population, or at least present, and that every dog should get regardless of their lifestyle. And so obviously the big number one vaccination and it's required in the state of Indiana, it's state law, they get the rabies vaccine. Thankfully we don't have rabies cases hardly ever, but it's mainly because we vaccinate all our dogs for it, all our dogs and cats. But the other set is what, people call them different things, the distemper vaccine, the multi-way vaccine. It's actually, distemper is one of the things in it, but it's usually it's a combination of about 8 different things. Some are different strains of the same disease, like leptospirosis. There's actually 4 different strains we vaccinate for. There's the distemper virus, adenovirus, parainfluenza, parvovirus. Those are the core vaccines that are all in that you would get an adult dog or a mature dog. When puppies are little, usually you want to start them when they're around 6 to 7 weeks and get their first vaccination, and that would be just a partial one of those vaccines, and parvovirus would be in that first little 4 or 5 way vaccine to get that started.
So if somebody wants to get started, that's a lot of information. How do they start with getting their dogs protected?
Yeah, and so the simple answer there is you really should get established with your pet at a veterinarian. At your regular, just general practicing veterinarian. They will know what to do. They will tell you what your dog needs, make those recommendations for you to do, and then for instance, just what we do at Red Key is if you just come in with a new puppy for those visits, we don't charge exam fees. You basically just pay for the vaccines, and then we will talk about deworming, heartworm prevention. It gives us an opportunity to introduce this anything that you might want, whether to spay or neuter them when it's time, when it's age appropriate. And we do those vaccines and those visits as a way to kind of encourage people to come in and get them at the right time, to make it where it's affordable, but yet they get what they need and they get good quality vaccines from your vet, versus a lot of people like to go vaccinate for themselves with buying things at like your farm and fleet store or whatever. Those vaccines can work, but there's quality control issues, things like that. You never know are you giving the right vaccine? Are you giving it at the right time?
Is it being stored in the right temperature?
Was it stored correctly? Was it left on the dock for an hour or two? When you get it from your veterinarian, those things are not an issue. The veterinarians know how to handle them. They're shipped directly from the distributors on ice packs, and that's kind of what we do. And so we know what you're getting is a quality product that is completely backed by the vaccine maker with full guarantees.
And then they're protected.
Yes, very, very. That's where, with parvovirus in particular, that's something that is by far the most common disease that we see that is in the vaccines that every dog should be vaccinated for. And unfortunately, you can't go back and vaccinate for them. If they get sick from it, they have to just get over it. There are treatments coming out for that now, but the reality is that an ounce of protection is worth a pound of treatment. And that's a lot of things we vaccinate for. There just really aren't even good treatments for most of them.
Thank you, Dr. Zach. So keep them vaccinated and keep them safe.
It's your exclusive ticket to go inside the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing headquarters. Join us November 9th for the Racing for Rescues Gala. Meet drivers like Al Unser Jr., Graham Rahal, and Connor Daly. Go inside the Zionsville Racing facility and see how it all comes together. It's a gala fundraiser for Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary. You'll meet amazing dogs and learn about the rescue's mission. Buy your tickets now at gratefulrescue.org.
We're back at Grateful Rescue TV with KJ, the kitty correspondent of Pet Pals, to talk about black cats.
Yes, so every October, black cats get associated with Halloween. Mm-hmm. There's even the National Day every October 27th is National Black Cat Day, so we just celebrated that. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of things about black cats that people assume are true that are not. The biggest one, and I love to spread the word about this, in many parts of the world, black cats are considered good luck. Not like here.
Good luck?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, I found out about this when I was traveling to Ireland. They have tchotchkes and keychains that say "My lucky black cat."
Oh, I love that.
Yes, and in Japan, it's actually considered lucky for a single woman looking for love to own a black cat.
Oh, I love that.
Another interesting thing about black cats is that it's not a breed. So people will think black cats are a breed. Lots of breeds are black and can be black, but there is only one breed in the world that is only black.
Which is?
The Bombay cat.
The Bombay cat.
They are as black as can be, sleek, beautiful coats. Like, they are just the absolute, like, premier black cat. Not that I don't love all black cats, but they are amazing, and they will only ever be black. That's their genetics. And then finally, Pamela, talking about black cats, they are the least adopted. They're the most looked over when it comes to our shelters. Now, some of that can be, you know, people are superstitious, so hopefully we cleared that up for you, and single women are like, oh, I gotta get a black cat. But also, I think just because they're not flashy, it's hard to get good pictures of black cats, and when you're in a room with a bunch of cats, the long-haired and blue-eyed and all stand out. So we always ask people to not walk past those black cats and consider going to a shelter or rescue, or going to gratefulrescue.org.
We have them too.
And looking for those black cats.
It's a good segue
You
for
can learn about
KJ's new book.
both of my black cats, yes, and all of my cats. This is the story of how I became the kitty correspondent, and how my experiences can help other people have a more wonderful bond, the better human-cat connection. So
Grayson's a lovey kitty.
He is very lovey, just as we have many lovey kitties at gratefulrescue.org.
And that'll be it for Grateful Rescue TV. And don't forget, November 9th, Racing for Rescues Gala. And Patty's going to be the MC.
Oh, I'll be there.
Starting off the evening.
It starts at 6 o'clock, right?
6 to 9,
Okay.
November 9th.
Okay.
Be there or be square.
Oh, and Harry will be there too.
Harry will be there.
We thank you so much, and thank you for all of your well wishes, and I really appreciate it, and I know Stewie does too.
Yes. We love you, Patty.
We love you. We love you.
And we love you. See you next week on Grateful Rescue TV.